Hello. Good. Alright. Document, camera, tablet. We're set to go. Okay. I really do need some lights in here, but the thing is, not really a way to place any lights, and yes, it is pretty hard. But, well, welcome back. Well, for me to at least welcome back myself. I've been sort of here, there, and everywhere because what I've been doing, just so that you guys have the rundown. So what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks is I've been setting up my shop. I've been setting up all these different things to earn me income and bring it out to people and actually say, it's like, here you go, you can buy some prints from me. You can get NFTs from me. If you want NFTs, I really don't care. But if you do want prints, I do have prints as well. So I do many different things. I've messed with cryptocurrency. I've messed with many different types of income streams. And the thing is, what I do is very, very calculating. And it's very, very hard to actually think and process every single last thing. And sometimes there are days when my brain just shuts down. And what I mean by that is, well, it just stops thinking about things to progress. I kind of go, halt! So this also happened when I was also learning a language. When I was trying to learn, live in Latin, at a Latin camp, the thing is, I actually became, I became so overwhelmed that there was one day where my mind shut down the knowledge of most Latin, and I could only understand the basics. And that is really terrifying if you think of going to another country, and it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna be fine. Yeah. Sure. We'll say that, but no. Yeah, it is very, very. I've just had a lot of things going through my head. But I'm trying to do a learning course about cryptocurrency, about art eventually. But the thing is, there are many different things that I want to do. So, of the things that I want to do, I do want to get my comic out. And yes, I will show you a little bit of what I've been trying to do with my comic. And the thing is, I have a hard time with drawing hands. Even though I know how a hand looks in my mind, and yet somehow I have a hard time drawing a hand. I can draw the foot like this, but the hands, somehow that's hard for me. And yet I draw these beautiful faces of drawings and all that stuff. This is just one of my doodles. but still, yeah. Let me put that on the document camera. Sorry about the little bit of sickness there. But no, yeah, that is one of my doodles. And the thing is, I draw many different things. There we go. So that's a doodle that I did while I was watching something else. I pay attention better when I start drawing or anything like that. It is a mechanism of learning. Let's go back to the main camera. It is a mechanism of learning. So there are many different mechanisms to learn, to understand, to draw, to do art, to learn about cryptocurrency. And there are many different types of ways of understanding what everything is. Even how to code. My brain just translates every single language, and I mean every language. And uh, it happens to some people where they just get this gift or an ability that helps them so much that it's like, oh yeah, I can read that fine. Oh yeah, no. I I'm a little bit like that, and I'm also not like that in a way because there are some abilities where I've learned to hear hear sound by touch. So I can hear this. So even if I lose my hearing or anything like that, or my ears always clog up with earwax, so that's one of the issues that we all we all feel that we're going to end up dealing with. But no, yeah. But I'll have to figure out some way of cleaning the ears in a way where someone can clean them very well for me. Or eventually hire someone for that. But no, I just have so many different plans. So the first plan is to get all my well, to at least hopefully start with a series of videos about learning about cryptocurrency. Yeah, and my phone immediately said, "Oh, you're talking about S?" Yeah, I really do not want to talk about it because I had to turn it off on my iPad because the thing is about that is some things when they listen to what you're actually saying, um, it it tends to it tends to overhear and mishears you sometimes, and you're saying one thing while it hears another. So there's that. Oh, and don't mind the thunder. It's been raining a little bit. Well, it's been raining a lot lately because of all the many different things. So there's just, yeah. But no, I want to at least get my site, my shop, out absolutely ready for anybody who does want to buy my art. And the thing is, I will not put my regular art on sale until later. I'm still working on trying to get good pictures of the artwork that I do still have, because I have sold some artwork. I've sold a few different things for a couple of clients, and there are some clients that, well, they weren't satisfied with my work, but the thing is, they had too many questions. They asked at least 1,000 different questions in multiple different ways. It you know how frustrating it is. So it's like, ugh. But no, yeah. But even so, the many different things. I wanted to at least get those two things out of the way, ready and set for me to at least earn some income, since I'm not really earning enough income to supply for my style of living. The thing is, I have already been. My job is cryptocurrency and art. The thing is, people don't quite understand what cryptocurrency is or what people do in cryptocurrency. The thing is, cryptocurrency is not just plain and simple. It's not like I could write it down on a sheet of paper and you would understand what it would mean. No, there are complexities of the network of a multitude of computers that are interconnected in a weave that do the transactions on the blockchain, through which, well, everything sort of complies from there. But hey, it is what it is, and you actually earn from the blockchain through those transactions, through finding the actual answer to the equation that is constantly being made for it to be secure through the cryptographic nature of its own integrity of its own system. And this is any blockchain, no matter what it is, whether they say it's mining, farming, whatever it may be. But the thing is, it goes under the same underlying principles. But they all have different uses and use choices, because even all the different blockchains do not do the same thing. Bitcoin was initially for the people and all that, but it kind of turned into digital gold because it was over. It'll eventually be so expensive to just be on the blockchain to actually pay out or distribute anything on the blockchain itself, to where the only good opportunity would be to hold it and wait for the price to appreciate. There are other coins that they do shoot up like a rocket, but the thing is, you have to understand the patterns and all that stuff, and I'll explain that more in depth later. I just at least wanted to get a little bit into that. I even started with USB miners and went to my first little ASIC. That yeah, that was a large bill, but what can you do? But I did mine one Bitcoin at one point in time, and that was with an S7. That was before the S9 and all that stuff. This was... I learned about cryptocurrency in 2013. I've been mining practically ever since. There have been some years that I've stopped mining cryptocurrency and all that stuff, but there have been other years where I got back onto it. So when I did stop, I still held the coins. I didn't get rid of them. I did other things. I even went on the Coinbase site and did all those different quizzes and tests and all that stuff. The thing is, those actually do help you. So, and you can at least earn at most maybe $300 from it, but it's $300. It could still help someone out, even if it's just to buy a few things here and there. And then you can always convert it into Bitcoin if you want to later on, but to me that's not my advice. That is just a suggestion. And not very many people really go towards that. But and then on the other end of art and all that stuff, I'm trying to create a comic. Well, I'm trying to create 4 different comics. 2, I have the storyboard somewhat in a transitional phase. 1 is the Cursed Witch, which I do want to get to and finish, but the thing is, I also want to create a book where someone could actually read my whole manuscript from start to finish. And if I were to guess how many chapters or anything on that, it would be in the thousands for Chained by Fate. It's at least 3,000 chapters that I'm going to write for Chained by Fate. I'm only at the first 10, so it'll be a while till then, but no, eventually for Chained by Fate I will go in depth into that. So there are many different things. Yeah, and it seems like I seem to have a little bit of streaming issues, but the thing is, I did say there was a storm going on, so kind of discrepancy right there. Sorry, but I'm a bit tired because the thing is, I do not stop thinking. I do not stop learning. I understand that people say, I do not want to learn. I do not want to understand this. I do not want to understand that. The thing is, you will never stop learning. Not even one single day will you ever stop learning. Because even though you do not want to, you're learning every single moment and every single second. You're taking in all around you every aspect of everything that you hear, everything that you see, everything that you say, smell, touch, taste, even feel in two different ways. Well, I feel in three different ways. I feel there's sound touch, but I also feel the ridges, the creases, and all that stuff through my fingers and fingertips. And I also feel every single pore on my body sweating. That's a weird one, but not everybody has that, which I'm glad. It is a bit annoying, but yeah. But yeah, no, there is no one person who ever stops learning, because there's so many different things that happen around the world. People taking information from this, information from that, information from what they read, they see, they do, they experience. And the thing is, there are certain things that can actually inhibit and disform your memory, your brain, to not function properly, like smoking, tobacco, alcohol, excessive uses of any of that stuff too. But there's also other reasons why it can also happen, like birth defects and yada yada. I really do not want to go in the line of that, because then there's so many other things that I really just do not want to say. Because everybody has a different way of thinking, a different way of seeing their life. But the way I see it is I predict everything that I see, everything that I know, everything that I learn. I predict it every single time I say something. So even if I say something now, I do a sort of transition of understanding something, learning about something, and then calculating what will happen if this occurs or that occurs, and there's a lot of deaths involved in those calculations too, in order to avoid them, of course. But yeah, I really do not want to go on those lines, because my mind doesn't stop thinking, because I think of multiple different things, because I'm still trying to create 3 different card decks, 4 different comics, and then a skew of many different things, including trying to create my own book eventually, where it goes off of the basis of my comics and actually tells the whole entire story of each and every comic that I have, and goes deeper within those universes. So eventually I will get to that, but yeah, that is for future me to worry about, which I'm already worried about it, but that is what it is. But yeah. Alright, so with all that sort of out of the way of me talking for about 15 to 16 minutes, practically 20, but I wanted to draw, I wanted to paint, but the thing is, sorry, just everything that comes over me and thinking of all the calculations, predicting even the moments, because I started full-time streaming and all that stuff ever since I left from my original job, and I will not say exactly what it was other than it was a printing job. You can get whatever you want from that. I really do not care. But, no, I was not happy, and every single time I went there, it wasn't earning me enough. And I got more frustrated and frustrated. I don't mind people, yes, but customer service. Whoever does customer service, you have to hand it to them. They are champs because they deal with all these annoying people, all these people who do not care about your life and just look at you in disgust, look at you in dissatisfaction. But the thing is, what they don't understand is they may end up in that position eventually. So, no, all the people who do fast food and all the people who do all these different grocery shops and so much other stuff that involves customer service, hands down, has my respect. And it is not easy to deal with it. The thing is, I had to take a break between each and every place that I went to that involved some sort of customer service. Because people do get irritating. Whether you like them or not, they do get irritating every once in a while. And even my sisters, they want their alone time. And I bet you do too. So, yeah, no, it is one of the things on that. But I left about, let's see, so July was basically the last time I got paid from them. That is quite a long time for me to survive off of practically nothing. And the thing is, I've been trying to get an audience of people who like my art, support me, and all that stuff. You can either support me through Patreon, buy my stuff, or just watch my YouTube series of shows and all that stuff. Even if it's in the background, it does help me out. And I do wish for people to tell their friends, their families, all about who I am and what I do. Because I am trying to do multiple different things. I'm actually trying to do something that is more weird in its own sense, because I'm trying to create a channel that actually shows a little bit of my journey, but also shows the many different steps and categories that there's no simple way for me to even explain exactly what I'm trying to do. But because I'm trying to earn money from cryptocurrency, I'm trying to earn money from the stocks, I'm trying to earn money from comics, I'm trying to earn money from products and printed stuff that I've either painted or just digitally created, even on this channel. So, yeah. And also try to create a YouTube channel that actually shows all of that in some form, way, shape or whatever it may be. But no, it is very, very hard, but it's also very, very understand. Whew. That was just came over me. But yeah, it's very understandable. But no. And sorry for this. Yes, that is my nose. I do have bad allergies, and during this time, it's also very hard. I've also been dealing with that for the last 4 weeks. Yeah, 4 weeks of me blowing my nose. But the thing is, it's a lot better than it was. So, I'll take it. Alright, so let me at least get started on what I've actually been doing to some extent. Let's see. Let's minimize minimize all this stuff. I'll fit later. So, tablet. Alright. Here we are. So, yeah, this is basically what I was working on for my banner for my Facebook page, so that eventually it'll actually show all the correct stuff, and I'll take a picture of myself and yada yada. There's also so many different other things that I need to do, but no, the thing is, there's no easy way to do anything anymore. Because everything in life sort of involves some sort of debt, whether you like it or not. Alright, so what I did with this right here, well, once it loads up, it does take a while because it is a bunch of pages put together into one document. And I just put them as different artboards for Photoshop to actually export them as a PNG file for Webtoon, and eventually it'll be put on Webtoon and all that. But no, I'm still working on my Chain by Fate series and all that. So here's the Chain by Fate. Still working on himself. I'm still trying to get his outfit right. I have as much hard time with clothes. Sometimes I do have a good idea, and then there are other times where it's completely broken. So yeah, but no, eventually I'll have all this filled in, have that actually fixed and done correctly, and this I did in a certain way. I'll have him fixed as well as the floor, and then here I'll fix his background, have it fade a little bit right here, and then this will most likely remain the same. Here I'll most likely keep it the way it is, because no one really has a clear picture of who it is when they have their eyes closed. I may sort of have some parts fade out a little bit, just so that it's not so overbearing on the words right here, just so it's easier to read too. That will most likely remain the same. This right here, I don't know, I might keep it. This I'm gonna have to fix either way, but yeah, there are a few things that I'll have to fix, a few things that I will have to adjust, and then this was the part that I was working on the most. Yeah, the hands, they look good. I'm still working on the outfit. I'm still split between a jumpsuit, a dress, and a hooded sort of outfit. So uh, yeah. There are just so many different things that are just on my mind on all of it. But yeah, no, and I'll most likely sort of fade a little bit of this, make sure that the background itself is in there, um, with columns and yada yada, just to give that look. And then, yeah, I still have the old Twitter logo in here. I'm not going to change that. I'm going to leave these two in because I like the bird better than I like X. Because X just sounds like one of those things you actually get from a... It's either a lotion, an aftershave product, or some sort of body spray, or even just a workout program. It just sounds like something like that. So, yeah, no, a lot of issues there. But mostly that, and then let me show you the website. Let's get it over here. Let's see. Safari. Sure, new window. Why not? And let's go to art selling. So, I do have two different websites. So this is also what I've been working on as well, getting my website up and running to the point where people can buy things from it, and it just puts the highest thing up there. Don't really worry too much about the price, because if you actually look on any of this stuff, it'll most likely be correct. Sorry, my internet's being a little bit fidgety, and something like this. But yeah, no, some people like borders. I tend to like borders in this sort of way, but yeah. And there are many different things. There's digital prints, where I have a bunch of my digital artwork that are some of the things that I've made on this channel. Some things that I made on my iPad and these are printed on both paper and metal. I didn't want to do magnets. The magnets on what it had didn't really... meh. They were okay. I did this through art storefronts, so... but yeah, no, it is one of the things that I wanted to at least get up to where people can shop and do all that stuff. I also have my regular page right here. Let's put this full screen. There we go. So I do have my regular page, and if you do search me, you can still find all my stuff. So you can find information about my artwork, of what I painted, what I've done in the past, and some of these things, you will get prints for some of the newer things in the future, like Zier, the Abstract Woman, Shay in the Clouds. You'll actually get a little bit more of a... you'll get a print, or you can have the original, and then this is just linking to my Instagram. So for the people who do not have Instagram and all that, there's that. But And then, yeah, this just shows some of my previous artwork that I've done, and all the different things linked to my other YouTube channel where I have me working on multiple different things through my animation animation college to get the animation degree. Eventually that'll help me out, but right now it's sort of helping me out in other ways. I still had some gifts where I could actually read maps and all that. This was my last event. It was actually non-California, but in Longview. This was on October 5th, 2023, so there was a December one, but I didn't quite put it up on here. And then I also had a couple of other events at another at another place entirely. So yeah, but yeah, and I do still have prints of my previous works that if you do want them, while I'm actually at the art events, my posters that I have there, those are $20 to $25. The ones that I sell online, they can go up to $60 if you're not careful, but no, and then there are some cheaper ones. And then and all the different commissions of what I take and all that stuff. So I'm just trying to do multiple different things. But no, I've been working on these for the last couple of weeks. And then here's my Patreon, where you can also buy just the digital images. They range from about 35 to depending on which sort of set of stuff. But with these, you can actually, $25, but with these you'll get the digital image itself, but on some of these I actually do have the recorded video of me drawing it, and you can actually watch that. This one just has the whole Happy Halloween collection of stuff, and I put all the best ones in there. So it has all the different Halloween images and all that stuff. So yeah, so there's that. But no, I have multiple different things of many other things, some creepy stuff. But yeah, for some of my digital art, it's on here as well as in a digital form where you can actually go to the print shop and they'll print it out for you, or you can just have it printed out online. You still have to pay $60 or so just to receive it, but on some of these you actually get the video, and you can actually just put this on your phone as a wallpaper or anything like that. So it has some other uses other than just being a digital copy. So there's that. But no, those are the things that I've been working on to get ready and set up. All my stuff is in the description, so if you really do want to look at it or go forward on it, well, there it is. But let's see. But no, I've been working on multiple different things. I've been setting the groundwork to all things that I have. So let's see. I just call it NFTs because, well, eventually this will probably be an NFT. Why not? It's like if it can earn me money, it'll earn me money in one way or another. Yeah, some drawings are okay, and then I have to fix them and all that stuff. Fun. Zor. And still working on her. Ilu. How's Ilu? She's pretty much done. Just a few little touches here and there. I'll get her fixed up. Yeah, I might want to fix her completely. Then there's Nita. Oh, I didn't finish drawing Nita. Let's do that. And yes, the other holidays have gone and come to pass, so yeah, and then April Fool's is the 1st of next month. So how lovely is that? See, there's another hand. Me drawing hands everywhere, yeah. Okay. So let's see, we have her. Okay. Then we get brush and start drawing. But, no, everybody has their sort of experiences and all that stuff. And, okay, so, this is the problem about some of the glaring issues with what Mac OS has done with everything. So, for some odd reason, it's using this much memory for all the apps. And sometimes you just have to string clean it just so that you can do anything. So, yeah. But the thing is, I'm also running a bunch of other apps and all that stuff. So, yeah. Think Safari, think Brave, and all the different other things that people do. So, yeah. Lovely, isn't it? Let's try this again. Bit better. Still a little bit of an error. That's a lot better. Okay. Alright, so we got that. Well, I say a lot better, but it'll start hitching a little bit. Just because it's trying to free up all the RAM that I have on my computer. And RAM is your friend when you're dealing with anything. Saw that? Yeah. Let's just wait. Yeah, you can see that. Alright. Let's switch over to the document camera and draw from there. I'll tear off my lady, put her in the corner for now. Alright, so let's go over to the document camera while this is trying to figure itself out. Oh, it did. No, never mind. And yeah, that's so much better. Okay. I say that, but my computer just doesn't want to listen to me right now. I'll have to deal with it later. Let's just go to the document camera for now, and we'll just draw from there. Alright. So let's see, where am I on the... There we go. Put her over there. And got that. Good. So whenever I start drawing, females mostly just females because, hey, I like the woman figure. It's more interesting to me than the stout stiffness of every male. But that may just be stereotypical, but even the other males that go on the borderline of being female, there's just other characteristics that involve that. Those are easier to draw, but we all start with a simple oval or whatever. Do the cross hatching. And everybody has their different types of drawing and everything. So either someone sketches it out like this, scribbles on the piece of paper, where they eventually figure out what they want, and it just comes to them. And there's my character. But then what someone does is they go back and they press harder on the page and make the outline of what exactly they wanted. Just to get what exactly they were trying to do when they were just drawing the sketch. And then they bring out shape. Still need the cross hatching, but it's better to do it lighter. And yes, there are certain lines that you do draw whenever you're trying to think of the nose, the lips, the alignment of the ear, and so on and so forth. And everybody does everything differently, so but the thing is, the trick is you can actually avoid drawing the ear by drawing so much hair. So if you have a hard time drawing ears, and ears are a little bit tricky because there are many different ways to draw them. So there's the pointy ear, which you basically start out with that pattern, and then you basically go here, down, up, around, and back in. And there you have a simple generic ear. You can also make that ear rounded. You can also add a little bit more to that ear to where they can actually have an earring, some jewelry, whatnot. But then you go to the more rounded ears. So rounded ears are a little bit tricky, but you basically just start with a C. And this is what most people see whenever they think of an ear. So a basic C like this is your ear. You could stop at that, but what's the point in just drawing that? That's not an ear, that's a flap. That's a flap of skin. But yeah, no, then you go back in, you draw, you do the same thing, and then you do that. And then if you do want to get more fancy, you go back in, you make the ear skinnier, and there. You have a more rounded ear. There are many different ways, and even the pointed ear of what I showed before, that is the way of doing someone who has a really pointy ear but not an actual pointed ear. But the way to go towards a pointed ear, they go in many different ways. So you can actually start like this and go very, very sharp. And then what you do here is just put in some guidelines for yourself. And then right here, go there, there, and you can do the same thing, but everybody has a different style ear, and they can have it in multiple different ways. And then for this, you can also add in multiple different folds and all that stuff. That's getting really, really complicated in there. But you can always keep it simple and just have it in a simple way. But no, those are more of the ways to make a pointed ear, an elfish-like ear. But yeah. And then you can also do this, where you just look on the side of the head, start with a rounded ear, then go towards a point, go in, go out, go in, do a little bit of this, and then back up, around, and down, and then you can just put another C there. Ears are a little bit tricky, yes. But if you want to avoid it, you can just by drawing more hair. So there's a way around that. So, and then you get with the nose, and the nose can actually be drawn in multiple different ways, depending on if you're drawing a comic, more realistic. If you're drawing more realistic, you actually have to include the nostrils and all of that. So, with a normal nose, it is more of 2 C's and then 2 inverse C's. That is a normal nose. And then you do all the shading and yada yada. Because a nose is basically this and that with the bridge. And then side profile, it's more of up, down, around, but that is a little bit trickier in other ways because there's multiple ways to do this. And you can also have it droopy, where someone has a really, or just has a huge nostril, and so on and so forth. There are multiple different combinations on anything and everything, including eyes and all that stuff. So if you go towards eyes, it goes on the lines of this. So you either start like that, start like this. You can even start like that. But if you start like this, then you go towards an angle, out, and around. Then you bring it in, out, around, and you get a more realistic looking eye with pupil that has, well, it looks more like a real eye than a cartoon eye. And depending on how the way you do it, it'll look realistic or not. Then you take this one, and you can actually exaggerate it, and then have someone's eye like this, or they have shading in a way that's very more cartoonistic. But some people do have very, well, there you go. Some people do have very small eyes. And then you get this sort of person where they have the eye in a whole other way. And depending on how someone's eye looks, is drawn, there are many different ways to draw someone's eye. And even this right here, that's an eye that you see in comics. You also see this in comics where you just see this sort of shaded in, there's their eye. Sort of blank look, but the light's gone from it. Yeah. There's just many different ways to draw all these different things, including lips. Yeah, don't get me... Well, the thing is about lips are that you can draw them like this. You can draw them like this. You can draw them like this. Very plain, but yeah. Your lips could just be that and then 2 lines above it. To put it in basic terms. But the male lips sort of fall under these lines. Female lips fall under more of these lines. And then that. Yep. Lips can be that. The Charlie Brown lips, right? The little squigglies. They could even just be that. There you go. There's your lips. Yeah, the mouth goes in many different ways, so yeah. And then they could also be very, very puffy, where someone's lips, here you go, are like this. So it really just depends what you really want to draw. Let's see, here we go. I more of stick to the basic of the nose and the eye. And then for the lips, if I do want to draw sort of an expression, I first draw the line, and then draw that, and then that. But if you also want to make them look really sassy or anything like that, you sort of have their eyelids half shut. There we go. So you do this. Just have it so they're like that. But the reason why she looks a little weird is she does not have an eyebrow. So you do have to make sure you draw the eyebrow, otherwise she'll look like you basically shaved her eyebrows off. Yeah, no one likes to see that. And then you can shade this, add that, and then sometimes adding a little bit of length to one side of the nose does help, just a slight bit. Not really needed, but it helps. And yeah. And that's that. And there you go. You have your character, whether you like her or not. But it really just depends. And multiple different sheets to show you. But yeah, no, the hand is pretty tricky in its own way. Is that it's easier to start on paper than it is to do it digitally for some people. Some people have it good one way and some people don't. And some people can work on both ways, and they're fine with either way they do it. But normally a hand starts with a circle, a rectangle, and a triangle. those are the basic things that you need to create a hand. And then semicircle, then the furthest away, next one in line, the tallest one, and then a little bit from the height, but higher than the pinky. And then you bring it down, around, and down, around, and you then up the fingers, all that stuff, till you get an actual thumb. And hand you want. It's a little... That's the simplest way to go upon making a hand. I still have trouble with it. And you can go by doing this. Let me zoom out. So you take your hand, do that, and draw every position that you have for your hand. And you also, if you want to get the right position of how you want to show it within something, you can do that. Get a frontal view. But you can take very many different pictures of your hands. It's better to see them in person because what we actually see is in stereoscopic vision, and it's just better to see that way, both physically, mentally, and it gets the artist's eye learning. But I'm gonna hold it off on that for today, but I'm glad for whoever has joined, who did not join, or whoever will join later. But I'm signing off for today. I need to get sleep and also do a couple of other things tomorrow. My life has become quite unusual, but the thing is, sometimes you have to understand the chaos in order to keep on going forth. And I may eventually do a podcast too. That one will most likely be at a certain time because I'm not going to change that one. No, that'll be actually at other things that are pre-recorded, and it will actually just talk about my life in general, of what I'm doing and all that. And I'll make a script for what I will be saying in each different podcast. So whoever wishes to join, or whoever wishes to listen or do whatever, it is all just something that everybody tries to make a living one way or another. But I do hope everybody's doing well, everybody's getting over their allergies, and this is Tech Artist 41 signing off. Hope to see you guys next time, and I'm going to try to at least get all the different things that I have going on, at least get all the things that I've painted uploaded to a 5 to 10 minute video for people to watch. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that, and well, this Tech Artist 41 signing off. See you next time. Thanks for joining.